If you think that everything ends after a movie's theatrical release, you're mistaken. So much goes on behind the scenes, especially in blockbusters. There's plenty of deleted scenes and a handful of extra scenes that didn't make it into the final release. Movies might have been received differently if other materials were used as well. There's a lot more footage out there, so imagine what the movie would have been like if they got used. The same thing applies to Zack Snyder's 2017 superhero movie Justice League. Now that the director's cut is going to be shown on HBO Max soon, people can't wait to find out what's in store. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit the post notification bell so that way you don't miss anything we put out. Before we talk about the video, let's try to discuss the reason why Snyder left the popular franchise. According to many reports, Snyder had to step away from the movie for a brief time due to family matters. He went on a 2-week hiatus due to his daughter and Justice League producer Deborah Snyder dying by suicide. The movie was already in the middle of post-production at that time because it had to meet the November 2017 release. Snyder then announced that he would permanently be stepping away from the movie so that he could grieve and deal with his daughter's death. His decision to walk away from the film came after he screened a rough cut of the movie, what became later known as Snyder's Cut. He then decided that the movie needed additional scenes, and that's when he hired Joss Whedon, director of the first 2 Avengers film, to write the material. Was Snyder fired from the franchise? After Snyder had left, rumors abound that he was actually fired from the movie. No studio wants to deal with its director leaving in the middle of post-production and potentially jeopardizing the movie. According to The Hollywood Reporter, when Snyder announced his plans to step down from the movie, the studio offered to push back the movie's release. However, Snyder did decline, and the reshoots were done with Whedon at the helm. However, rumors continued that Warner Brothers actually dismissed Snyder in the early part of 2017, even before the family tragedy happened. But after they saw his rough cut of the movie, where did all these rumors come from? It was supposedly Entertainment Weekly Josh Dickey who revealed the unsavory secret in 2018. He mentioned that Snyder was fired from DCEU over a year ago. Matt Goldberg of Collider collaborated the story, saying that he heard similar information in 2017. A few sources claimed that the top brass at Warner Brothers found Snyder's cut of the movie unwatchable. The studio wasn't happy with him after the lukewarm reception of another movie that was supposed to be a hit, Batman v Superman. Was the Snyder cut always there? After Snyder let go of the reins, Whedon was paid more than $20 million to shoot plenty of new material. He also oversaw the release of Justice League, which the studio wanted to be less than 2 hours. When you consider all the original material and the scenes that were reshot, the studio has plenty of material, and in December 2019, it was confirmed that a Snyder cut did exist, and that the running time was 214 minutes. That's almost 4 hours of a movie, which was over what the studio wanted. How true are the rumors that the Snyder Cut is much ado about nothing? However, people in the industry stated at least 80% of what was originally shot. Judging by what's being said, the Snyder Cut is very different than what Whedon produced in theaters. The Snyder Cut with Junkie XL's score, we're not taking anything away from Danny Elfman. The music accompanying the 2017 release of the film was good. However, Junkie XL's score was amazing. His music is more appropriate for the film. Elfman feels underdeveloped and kind of rushed. Tom Hulkenberg's work with blaring horns and drums just makes you want to close your eyes and listen to the work. The music is up the ante and wanting more people to watch the Snyder Cut even more. Zack Snyder is a man with ambition. Whether or not you're an actual fan of Snyder's work, you do have to give it to the man. He does have ambition. Most of the movies that he's been involved with are massive undertakings, complete with powerful symbolism and visual style to rival that of Ridley Scott. The fact is, Snyder's films aren't for everyone, and often they require a second viewing to understand and appreciate them. His style might not jive with most of the population's interpretation of a superhero, but he does have a distinct style, and in today's age of assembly line productions, he stands out from the rest. That being said, Justice League had a massive scope. The larger-than-life superheroes and villains carry a lot of weight, and Snyder's cut is exactly what we were all promised at the beginning, something that unfortunately we didn't get. The fans were clamoring for the Snyder Cut. The Justice League fell short of expectations, and fans, as well as critics, didn't like it, to say the least. This is due in part to many factors, such as the production's troubled history and the rumors about a Snyder Cut being available even before the movie hit cinemas in 2017. Fans would even go so far as pulling money to hire a plane with a banner that read, WB #release the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Such a commitment. Almost 500,000 people called on the studio to release the film that the studio didn't even confirm existed. As early as 2018, a studio representative told the Wall Street Journal that the company didn't have any plans of releasing a different version of the film. The movie's cast also wanted the Snyder Cut. Members of the cast were also publicly defiant, and they wanted the Snyder Cut too. When it became a trending topic on social media in 2019, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman himself, put pressure on the studio executives by tweeting a picture with the caption #Release the Snyder Cut. Ben Affleck, who plays as Batman, did the same thing, and so did Ray Fisher, who portrayed the role of Cyborg. Jason Momoa, or our favorite Aquaman, claims to have seen some of Snyder's original version and shared that it's something that the public needs to see. However, Henry Cavill said in a press conference that he hasn't seen any of the Snyder Cut. The movement began with a petition on change.org. The origin of the movement to release the Snyder Cut was right around the same time the movie was released in theaters. A fan from Puerto Rico named Roberto Mata launched a petition on change.org, which was called Zack Snyder's Director Cut and Tom Holkenbong's Junkie XL score for home release. The petition garnished surprisingly 170,000 signatures, and it was the first time that there was an organized call to get the original director's version released. Mata wasn't the only one who noticed the polarizing difference between the Whedon and Snyder versions. Another person from China, Fiona Zhang, is credited to be the founding mother of the movement because she was so vocal and organized supporters. Snyder took her under his wing and trusted her enough that he shared a few things behind the scenes with her. The Snyder Cut will be making its debut on HBO Max in March 2021. Fans and the cast finally got what they wanted when it was announced that the Snyder Cut would be released in March 2021. There was even more rejoicing when it was announced on January 29th that the official premiere date is on March 18th, 2021. The movie won't be a 4-part miniseries, but rather one single film. Snyder previously shared that international fans were worried that they wouldn't get to see the film due to the fact that HBO isn't available everywhere, but they're already working on distributing deals so that there should be good news soon. Fans are gonna go gaga with Superman in Black, just as Snyder envisioned it. Snyder knows exactly how to get people talking and how to whet the fans' appetite. He showed short footage of Henry Cavill's Superman in a black suit in a deleted scene from the movie. Fans were also treated to the scene in an uncropped IMAX formatting. The entire Snyder Cut is going to be released in IMAX format. Rumors state that Snyder always wanted Superman to wear the black suit, but the studio felt that it was too dark of a turn for the Man of Steel. The footage only confirmed that fans were already thinking it. They originally intended for Justice League to be 2 films. Justice League was Warner Brothers' answer to the highly successful Avengers movies, so it makes sense that they had originally wanted it to be cut into 2 films. The plan was for 2 films to serve as a culmination of the storylines of different movies, such as Wonder Woman, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Man of Steel, and Suicide Squad. However, when filming commenced on Justice League, Batman v Superman was also released, and it wasn't welcomed by the critics. This led to the quiet cancellation of the second Justice League movie. They also had to hastily review the first movie script so that there would also be a finality to it and no longer require a second part. The first Justice League movie was supposed to end with Superman's resurrection. The second movie was even supposed to see the group working together to fight Darkseid. A few years after the Snyder Cut was abandoned, Snyder used his social media account to share glimpses of the storyboard with fans. Even as the film pushed through production, it was clear that reshoots had to be done, but by then, no one knew how extensive the reshoots were going to be. Releasing a director's cut to streaming is nothing new. What the Snyder Cut is doing now is specifically of the home video market. For example, a DVD release of Dune gave fans a widescreen version of the film's cut. Other movies, such as Alien, Alien 3, and Aliens, also had director's cuts with alternate endings, which directors felt were more aligned with their vision. Are you excited to finally see the Justice League Snyder Cut? What do you think will be the biggest difference between the 2 versions? Let us know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit the post notification bell so you don't miss any more videos from us.